right. Hello, and welcome to Blood and Hope Detroit, Episode 1. I am Feyla. I will be your storyteller for the evening. Joining me.
Hi, Nenavar. I'll be playing William Johnson.
I am Dengle. I'm Dengle. I'll be playing Reverend Rufus Horton.
Num Buttons. I'll be playing Miss Debbie.
And I'm Cocia. I'll be playing Lottie part.
Does someone want to do a recap of the last game, or would you like me to do it?
We went to a party, tackled the hunter, and gave him over to King. There was more there, but short and narrow. That's effectively what happened.
Salient point, a hunter murked the leader of the Nosferatu.
That he did. Bryce. Good times for everyone. Alright, so, since the last game took place on just before Halloween, we are skipping forward 2 months-ish, leaving us in early January of 2022. Things happened. Let's see, where's the downtime notes? So, King has, in the past couple of weeks, reached out to all of you at one point or another, saying that to be safe, and that they did take down a full-fledged hunter that was tracking down people. A couple other minor ones were brought down by Cat's people, and that was the only confirmed actual hunter they had found, so everything should be good, but to still stay safe. Other than that, you don't hear too much information from him, though. So, any of you have questions or responses back from him, or we can move on.
Only response that Rufus would have would be, okay, I'll still have my people looking out for any overly zealous people, but otherwise, if you think you've taken care of the majority of the problem, I'll stay safe. You do as well, though, please.
Okay, and that message would have come 2-3 weeks before we're starting now. So it's about January 7th, I think, is a good time. So what all have you done in the past 2.5 months? Let's start with William.
Okay, so William's sire heard about the hunter and decided to pay William another visit. He decided to go ahead and teach William some combat stuff, and as well as rapid reflexes. And it went well, except for when William made mistakes, in which case he became a tyrannical dick about it. William also worked at the gas station, did jobs with a Toreador, and wrote some songs and performed some open mic nights.
Okay, so Charlotte, the powerful Toreador in the area, would have had you run errands for her, mostly checking up on people and delivering messages. She often does not use the phone herself, even though she has one. So you were just paperboy, pretty much. Debbie?
I imagine the holidays would be pretty busy time for her catering company between Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's parties. So, for the most part, she would be focusing on keeping her business going. She'd tap someone to help her improve her reflexes in the form of learning rapid reflexes and keeping a better ear on the particularly the political gossip that gets around.
Okay.
And running odd favors for her friends in the Nosferatu network if they need it.
Okay. So one of the more noticeable things, or not noticeable, memorable things that you did over the holidays was a small church contacted you to cater for them. Nothing went wrong. Everything was fine. They were nice. They just acted a little odd occasionally. Not in any discernible way. Just some of them were a little odd. And then as for the politics of the city, nothing has really changed. All of the people who were in power are still in power. Let's see. There is Katarzyna, the Zimitzi, running her whole area and everything. No one, well, Bryce is gone now, and no one has stepped up to the plate yet. Many of the Nosferatu are lobbying for King to take over, as he is one of the most well-known ones in many circles. He does not want it, though, and it's very obvious he does not want it. But we'll see how that goes. Casti, the Bruja, still running around her little area. Keeps to herself, doesn't really talk to a whole lot of people other than when she absolutely needs to. Charlotte, she's still around the Opera House and the hotel and club that she owns across from it. Nothing has changed up there. Still has Daedra working for her. In the hospital, Ellie is still there. The Malkavian, who is known to have Camarilla roots. No one's quite sure if she still follows that or not, but definitely there. And then running one of the casinos in Greektown, you have Valentina. Doesn't really associate with too many other people. Again, keeps to herself. And those would be the big ones. There's others that, work for them, work with them. They all have people, but those are the main power holders. Anything else you wanted to know from them?
Not quite yet. Just kind of dipping her toes in right now.
All right. Lottie.
Well, Lottie has been traveling for quite some time and has just returned to the city. So they probably would have stopped by a few night colleges and given some lessons, as she is to do. And other than that, probably, making sure that her money's making money. Which is very simple right now.
So, Lottie would have checked in with Debbie, I think?
Yes. Gotta make sure the
Because-
loan's paying out.
Yep. Due to the investment that you did. Seems to be going well. Haven't been many hiccups, and the ones that have happened have been covered fairly quickly. So you've returned back to the city. Everything's fine. You during your absence, one of the people in the complex that you live in is gone. No one's quite sure why, but they seem to have taken sick and had an extended leave of absence.
It's a little concerning.
And Rufus.
All right, so Rufus has kind of leveraged some favors, some whatever they might be, and has picked up a specific discipline, Sense the Unseen, first and foremost. He has brushed off his personal protection device, that he has strapped a thing to make it not as loud as well, and has hit the range quite a bit. So he's picked up a specialization as that, in specifically silenced pistols as well. Obviously, he would have been in constant contact with King throughout the whole investigative process and figuring out exactly what's going on with that whole thing, as well as afterward. He would have stayed a little bit closer contact with him just to make sure that power vacuum didn't potentially implode.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Along with that, he has kind of gotten in contact with Kat and seen if she could influence anything as far as that's concerned as well. Seeing as I feel like she also has a pretty vested interest in that network not destroying itself. That, and she's really the only one that he trusts at this given point in time.
Okay.
And then finally, not looking to expand his herd, however, looking to expand his network. He is kind of taken to the streets and tried to recruit eyes and ears to kind of help with the search of any potential hunters, at the very least.
Okay. Are you just looking to recruit for the hunters or recruit for overall? Are you just putting out feelers just for the hunters?
Right now, just the hunters.
Okay. Give me a charisma and streetwise. I feel like that's a fair roll right there.
I got 2 successes.
Okay. So there are no more rumors of hunters themselves. There were a few people that left the city that people noticed, but they didn't do anything on their way out. So nothing crazy seemed to have happened there, but a couple people did leave after Kat's people took care of some of the known or recently found hunters.
Okay. And then everything else is kind of background that we've already talked about, so.
Right. So, Rufus, during all of this time and everything, would have learned a little bit about Debbie, a little bit about William. With William, he would have pretty easily learned that he occasionally worked with Charlotte or for Charlotte. Didn't find out who his sire was necessarily, but he is close-ish with Charlotte, which I feel like Rufus would have been very interested in.
Yes.
As for Debbie, that she's been around a little bit, very close contact overall with King and one of the people that work for King, Michael. also another Nosferatu, not a ghoul or anything like that. So she is in close contact with them. And that her business is backed by at least one kindred, if not multiple. Not quite sure how many.
Okay.
And then you were... What was the first two things? Being in contact with King and Kat about everything. Kat has been working on trying to figure out what exactly is going on, but other than dealing with the few hunters that her people found, hasn't really been too much information. As for the power vacuum, it doesn't seem to have fully hit yet. Everyone is still trying to figure out what to do. Mike has kind of stepped in as a proxy right now, but it's not the most ideal situation as it stands.
Okay.
And then bringing it into tonight, unless there was anything else I missed. All right. Can I have everyone give me their Rouse checks?
That's a success.
I get
Success.
hungry.
Success.
All right. Debbie, are you handling anything this evening, or are you going to let it ride out?
I think I'm gonna let it ride out for now. I'm only at 2.
Okay. So your evening starts. You all wake up. Everything seems to be normal. It's a very chilly evening, being on the river. Early January. It's chilly. But you don't notice it, you don't feel it. Despite the few mortals that are around walking in heavy clothing. You guys don't need to, unless you want to. Anything you want to do?
Alan's going to stab with a latest winter fashion.
The oh so fashionable.
Reverend would look the part at the very least. Have a parka. Might not be the warmest thing in the world, but at least he's got one.
Okay. There is not really too much snowfall yet. It's a little bit of a slush on the ground, but that's about it.
Specifically wearing his sneakers, if there's slush.
In his sneakers. Very important fact.
Yes.
Anything Lottie is doing this evening specifically to start it out?
Boy, no pressure. Thanks, Faye.
Don't act like you didn't know this was coming.
Lottie would probably just hang out with Willow for a little bit and then just go walk around downtown, seeing the sights, listening for any buzz about, happening places, new businesses, that kind of thing.
Okay. Not really gonna make you roll for this one. So there really isn't any new businesses starting in the middle of or early January. It's not the greatest time for business to start. But you guys would have a good time. There's the skating rink that you guys could go to if you wanted to. Lots of things to do.
Hello? Come on now. You can go ice skating like we used to. It'd be so much fun.
I don't really want to.
Terrence was here. You would do it for him. You would do it for me.
There's reasons I would do it for him. I don't want to.
Fine. Always like this, aren't you?
You know why.
I do. Alright. Well, do you want a snack or something at least? Get you some dinner.
Sure, I heard there was a good restaurant over here.
Right. Let's go then.
And she leads you to this little restaurant. She likes it. You just kind of sit there. You get some weird looks. Since one of you is eating and the other is just not. About that time, you all... Well, no, not all of you. Rufus, since you've been in contact with King and Debbie, because of your connections with Mike, you would each receive a text from each of them asking to meet up, if you could go to see them. And to bring people that are in the know, that have been working on dealing with this situation. And
Okay.
Debbie, Mike asks you to bring Lottie along as well, knowing that you two know each other.
Debbie will send him a thumbs up emoji and then forward the text to Lottie.
Rufus will take the time to type everything out properly. Absolutely, I will be there shortly. And then call William.
Well, are you almost done? We got to go. Got a message from Miss Debbie.
I have to go pack.
Of course you do. Bloody hell.
Let me know what happens.
Lottie will put $100 on the table and walk out.
Willow will head out and depart. Packing up to go back to parents. Unfortunately. So Rufus calls William?
Yes.
Alright, what's up?
King needs us. Is there somewhere I can come to pick you up? Or do you know where King's building is?
We'll tell Reverend an address to pick him up at.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll be there in not too long. I'll come get you to tell you what I'm driving. Probably not super descriptive, so yeah. And Reverend, when he does pull up, we'll come inside, grab you, walk you out to a white windowless van.
I think there are videos about entering vans like this at schools.
I don't like Kindred. Don't worry about it.
I know. Just saying, though.
And he'll hop in the driver's seat and take off.
Lottie, are you driving there? Or are you?
Lottie will
is
order
Debbie
a car.
picking you up? Like, what? How you getting there? Okay. Not
Lottie
a big
orders a car and makes her way over.
All right. King's Place is a bookstore. And I very much hope someone who lives in and around Detroit listens to this, because there's absolutely a reason for it. Debbie, how do you get there?
She'll drive.
Okay. Easy enough. So you all make it at relatively the same time. You pull up to a very large old warehouse that has been converted into a bookstore. And you all know that you enter, there's a room you go in, go downstairs, make your way down to a basement, sub-basement. And that's where Mike is. Mike is pretty well dressed, all things considered. Scraggly hair. His face is pulled back into kind of a eternal grimace from his embrace, along with patchy skin. Does not look very healthy at all. But he greets you all. Glad you can make it in good time.
How you holding up?
It's not been great. Follow me. And
Sure
he will
thing.
lead you back. Walking down some tunnels for a little bit. So you all know that Bryce is gone. You guys are the ones that found him. Didn't he ever tell you that he found the ashes?
He did not tell me. I don't know about the rest of you, but not myself.
Nope.
Never heard anything definite, but I'm not surprised.
Yep, the hunter that you guys caught wasted him. I wish King was more upset with that fact. Because everything's come down to me right now. But there's a problem. And you enter into the place where King has set up everything. Big computer, stacks of books, bookshelves. And he is facing away, typing away on the computer. Forgive my bad impression of male voices. I have a difficult time with them. He just kind of gestures a hello as he continues typing away. Mike can roll his eyes. So, some more Nas are missing.
And how many is some?
2, maybe 3. Still trying to get a count.
You think this is targeted?
Hmm?
You think this is targeted?
Not sure. This happened after supposedly all the hunters left. It's only been in the past couple of days that we've noticed.
I assume that they're supposed to come check in every couple days, at the very least.
Things have been, since Bryce left, things have been a little dicey, so yeah, everyone's been checking in. Except they haven't.
Were they important to your ranks, or were they just regular workers?
No one's super important, just odd timing for them to not show back up.
Right. Do you have any information as to where they normally spend their time?
He give you 3, 4 addresses. Kind of spread throughout the city. So nothing like terribly close. They didn't really physically check in, especially with us. Yeah. Bryce was the one who handled all of this.
Right.
They aren't returning any messages or anything either.
Were they doing anything specific before they disappeared?
No, not that we know of. And to give you another address, this was Bryce's old haven. We've been pretty busy. Think you guys could check it out?
Absolutely. At least I will. I don't know about the rest of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's make some house calls.
The reason you're here, Lottie, it's
Not
not
specific reason
super
for me.
far from where Valentina is.
Mm,
I don't
I
know if
see.
you know her or not.
briefly.
Hopefully that helps anything that could come up. We can pay, so you're not doing this for free. For all of you. But the check-in would be appreciated.
Sure.
Was there anything else you needed while you're here?
I was just here not too long ago, so I've got everything that I need personally.
What are the names?
Right. One was named Kyle. One was named Betty. And then the other one, don't know their real name. Don't even know if the others were their real names. But that one last one went by Sky.
Okay. Really wish I had people that were in the know for this, but we'll at least me and William and Debbie and sure Lottie, we'll take a look at it for you.
Appreciated.
Also, Lottie, since I have met up with you again, I do have something for you that you requested not too long ago. So before we leave each other, don't let me forget to give it to you.
The night's done then.
So, there's nothing else. Mike will lead you back out. You can take a look around the bookstore if you wish, or you could head out.
I think this might be something we need to get going with, but
Yeah, Rebel hat on.
Same with William.
So are we all traveling together? Or would better to go alone?
I kind of figure we all jump into Rev's kidnapper van.
jokes aside, I agree with that, considering the last time we had to deal with Miss and Nos, we turned up hunters. I don't particularly want to face one by myself.
Just
To the
whoever
kidnapper mobile.
whoever rides in the back, please don't mess things up too terribly.
Alright, in the back then.
Alright, so as we all get to said van, he kind of opens the side door up, and it's the like split swing open doors. And there's like a full bed back there. There's a small like dining table. There's no actual kitchen, obviously, but there is like a small washroom setup that's got like a bunch of cosmetics on the side, and like he's got an actual Bible sitting on the dining room setup. But there's not a whole lot to mess up back there besides the bed.
In we go.
William will ride shotgun with the Reverend.
So I guess that means Lottie's in the back.
We can sit at the table. We don't have to sit on the bed.
Yeah, I would much prefer the table to the bed.
Debbie's like hardcore holding back laughter at this whole thing.
Beautiful. Which location are you going to first?
Do we have a
Bryce,
preference?
Kyle, Betty, and Sky.
I personally want to check out Bryce's Haven because I'm super nosy and super curious.
Do you two have a preference?
Yeah, let's head to Bryce's Haven.
Bryce saving it is.
Okay, so it'll take you a little bit to get there. Not too crazy. Enough to converse a little bit if you want.
Rev will actually like pull the sliding door over to expose the front and the back. So at least they feel like they're able to talk to the people up front. And he'll kind of crane his head around a little bit. I hope it's not too bad back there. I apologize. I made the bed a bit faster than usual today. However, it is like actually pretty immaculate for the most part.
Can't smell anymore, as you all know. Feel like it needs for a breeze back here.
Normally I have a candle lit, however, candles and moving vehicles probably not the best thing in the world.
That's,
Perhaps
yeah.
not. So while I was away, you all got to deal with a hunter.
Sure did. He was a fasty one, too.
Can't say I'm sad I missed that one.
That was fun. A little exercise.
Yes, I scuffed my shoes. Took me 3 days to polish it out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Gotta keep yourself looking presentable. I can understand that.
That's why you need special shoes for running.
Yes, I have them on today, actually. They are the little swoosh mark ones, whichever those are. I forget.
Nike?
That one, yes. But I just buy shoes that I recognize, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, if you ever decide that you want to look more presentable, I'm sure me and Lottie could help you out.
You talking to me?
No, Rev.
Good. So I think I do just fine, thank you very much.
I have to look a
Yours.
certain part most of the time, unfortunately. You see, most of my flock are homeless. So when they see me, I have to look the part. I already have my outfits picked out for me.
Reverend, I'm not
Like,
gonna lie,
let's
I've heard a lot of weird stuff from you, but that has to be the most pretentious thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
I would ask how, but I don't fully care. Anyway. But yes, if I'm ever looking for a new wardrobe, I will consult both of you, because my fashion is a bit dated, admittedly.
I just pick up a issue of Vogue and go from there. It's never steered me wrong.
I have a feeling that dresses won't look very good on me. Though apparently they are now acceptable for men to wear. Not something that I particularly want to.
There's a men's section. You'll be fine. They got all the blokes and nice things as well.
You can always get you a Scottish skill if you need a starter.
I'm quite alright, thank you.
So around this time, Rufus, you pull up to the building that the address took you to. It looks like it might be an abandoned apartment complex, but it's not super rundown or anything. Just doesn't look like anyone's there. It does look worn down, but it's definitely not one of the worst buildings in the area.
You, specifically William, sees Rev pull a small book out of the door and write down the address and stuff it back in the door. And he just kind of looks at Williams like, you didn't see that, okay?
I'm just giving him a thumbs up. Yeah, so I stopped going to church a long time ago.
Right, church. And he just kind of steps out and closes the door.
Is
Do
it
all of you
safe
follow?
to exit?
Rev will actually come around and like open the back doors for them.
Oh, thank you. Such a gentleman. Mm.
What I was
Debbie
just
will-
gonna say, gentlemanly.
Debbie will hop out, take a glance around.
It's not the worst area by any means. Decent buildings. Some of them look old. Some run down. There's not too many that appear super occupied. So it's not, the one you guys are at is not doesn't seem to be out of the normal. A couple of the windows are boarded up and everything, but again, it's not the most rundown building you've come across by any means. So you approach the door, or what do you want to do?
Rev will approach the door.
Damn it, Dengle.
Is
It's what?
Is
Sorry, we're having a
can't
breakdown because of the gift.
Dengle, your timing sucks, man.
no,
Are
it's
you
great.
attempt to open the door?
Yes. Is it unlocked?
For a second, it doesn't feel like it's going to give, but then it seems like it unjams as you put a little bit more force into it, and the door swings open. The inside is very dark, other than the small amount of light that is coming in from the streetlights. I can see it out of the corner of my eye, and I just keep wanting to die.
Debbie will activate Eyes of the Beast upon seeing the darkness.
Oh no, you should have left it. Okay, so Debbie can see it a little bit much better than everyone else. The interior is a little dirty. There does seem to be evidence of some inhabitants there, but it doesn't seem like anyone is currently there. Everything has kind of a layer of dust on it. Nothing seems to be super newly disturbed or anything from what you can tell at first glance. There is some graffiti up around, there's trash, but not anything crazy. There is a fairly large room that it opens into. There's a hallway farther back. It looks like it could have been an old apartment complex, and this is kind of the reception area to that. But no elevators or anything. There's some stairwells. One leading up, one leading down.
Does anyone by chance have a flashlight? I believe we actually will need it tonight.
Lottie pulls out her phone.
Hold on one sec. Before you turn that on, please warn me.
Debbie, let me know when you're ready, and I'll turn it on.
Okay, so before they turn it on, she's going to drop Eyes of the Beast so she doesn't go completely and totally blind when the area lights up.
William's also going to use his phone, but instead of a flashlight, his screen's just going to go white, and he'll use that.
Rev will just follow them.
Alright. It lights up the room enough. You can see without, like, tripping over yourselves or anything like that. Do you close the door behind you?
Yes.
Okay. Where'd you leave the van, by the way? Is it just right out front? Or would you have pulled around a little bit to the side?
Probably to the closest corner, around the corner.
Okay. There was a small area to park in there as well if you wanted to do that too.
Nah, I would be fine leaving it on the street.
Okay.
Does the door lock?
There is a lock. It seemed that the door was locked when you guys entered. It doesn't seem to function that well, but it is a lock.
Lock it just in case.
Okay. So you're standing in the darkened room with just some flashlights. There's no real noise. No, doesn't sound like anyone's moving.
So, who wants to put money on typical Nosferatu? You go down rather than up.
I was thinking the same thing.
Should we start from the top and work our way down? That way we're not surprised by anything.
We possibly can. but I don't know how useful of time that would be. There's no physical way that we could clear everything room by room, so...
Fair. I just don't want to get staked in the back, you know?
Understandable. Rev will look around for anything that he can, like, tie across the bottom of the stairs. For, like, a tripwire type thing.
There's plenty of debris that could be done very easily.
Okay. So yeah, he's just gonna, like, tie some stuff across. That'll at least let us know they come after us. The simple fact that, you know, trip, fall, ow, typically. Or at least a very loud smack.
Hopefully.
And I assume that if there's any Nosferatu around here, they can hear us and know that the tripwire is there. Please don't stab us.
Often does that work for you? Say, please don't stab us.
It's been working for quite a while, so I'll just go with that.
Okay.
So, up or down? Or straight?
Like I said, I'd vote down, but we can do whatever.
You can say down too.
I agree with down.
Incidents?
Alright. So you make your way down. The stairs creak very ominously as you go downstairs. They're wooden. They appear to be pretty old. Make your way down, down, down. Finally hit the bottom. Looks like it was a storage unit, or available to be storage units. There is what you imagine to be the number of apartments down there, fenced off by chain link fence. Each one is either broken open or swung open, or one or two have padlocks on them but nothing in them. But they're just small areas that are fenced off.
Okay. Just gonna take a minute to walk up and down, see if there's anything that kind of catches my eye or Rev's eye.
No, there looks to be some trash, some things that were left, but nothing crazy. You can give me a roll if you want, but it doesn't appear to be anything.
Which one would you like?
Wits and investigation or awareness?
I got one success.
You don't find anything crazy. Anyone else?
Can we assist with the search?
You guys can do a search. You can assist. Whatever you want to do.
Horribly. However, I'm going to use a willpower to re-roll my black dice. The dice don't like Lottie. 2 successes.
I also got 2 successes.
So it looks like everything of value has been taken from this room. You don't find any other deeper basements. there is what looks to be possibly an old washer and dryer hookup. The building doesn't look like it had a lot of rooms. A couple on each floor. It looked like they only have a few floors. But there doesn't appear to be anything down here.
Okay. Well, apparently Bryce wasn't as Nosferatu as I thought he was. Up we go then.
Don't forget the tripwire we placed. I don't particularly want to be stumbling over that myself.
I'll untie it. Trust me. And he'll untie it as they get upstairs.
Okay. So you're back in the main lobby. There does look like there's a way to go farther into the building itself, and there's a stairs up.
Up, or through this hallway?
So we check out this hallway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go further in.
So you continue in the hallway. There is one room off to the side. It looks like it's like it should be an apartment. But there's nothing in there. Not really. There's like a broken couch. Nothing really in there. No evidence of people. Continuing further on, it looks like there's where they keep all the cleaning supplies and a lobby bathroom. No signs of anywhere Bryce would stay on this floor. There's a way out the back. Like a fire exit door. Looks like it still functions properly, but there's no noise when you open it up, so obviously the fire alarm has been disconnected from it.
Well, at least we know there's a back exit.
It's always useful, just in case.
By the way, Rev, is your phone on silent?
Oh, that's a good point. And he pulls it out and he like hits the button and it goes boop, and he's like, "Nope, it wasn't." And he puts it on silent.
Can I activate heightened senses to see if I hear anything?
Absolutely. Go ahead and do... What's an awareness? Is that the roll? That sounds like the roll.
Three successes.
So you hear some slight scurrying. Sounds like there might be rats here, or something akin to that. Maybe mice, rats, some sort of small creature. Potentially a cat. Hard to tell from here, but it sounds like it's upstairs. Not directly above you either, so probably on the very top floor.
And William will deactivate heightened senses and let everyone know.
And then you hear a small meow.
And I actually do, but
I was more making fun of because we heard your cat.
yeah, that's what I was talking about.
But yeah, sure, let's go for it. You hear a small meow.
So up we go.
Does William inform everyone of the animal?
Yep.
Making sure he didn't have Stephen proclivities of not sharing. So you guys make your way up. Are you stopping on the second floor to check things out?
I see no reason why not to.
Okay. So you can go in. There's a couple rooms on this floor. Doesn't look like anything out of the normal. There is a little bit of evidence of people being here relatively recently. There is some leftover things that they potentially would have used to have a fun night. In multiple ways. I don't know where your mind went. Who knows? Some leftover food wrappers and things like that, but nothing crazy, nothing that screams Nosferatu. Doesn't seem like anything to take either. Looks like people haven't been back here in a few days to a week. So probably roughly the same amount of time that the other 3 Nosferatu you were told to be missing. Don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but that's roughly the time frame.
Okay.
Continue on up.
Rev will actually activate Sense the Unseen, just to make sure.
There's nothing there.
Okay. Figured probably not, but I was like, let's make sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's nothing there, though.
And he will keep it up as long as he can going up.
Sure. I don't think anything would stop you from doing that. But you all continue upstairs. There is a landing that you come on. It's not anything huge. You kind of have the same thing on the second floor too. There's a landing and then it opened into a hallway. Except this one, instead of a hallway, there's a door. Like the landing is small enough for a couple people to stand on. But then there's a door.
Rev will attempt to open said door.
This one is jammed. Does not feel like it's going to open.
You need a little help with that, hon?
Does the doorknob turn?
It's
AKA
it's locked.
Okay. Rev just kind of stacks. No, I believe I'll try to take care of this myself. And he pulls out a small lockpick set out of his jacket pocket.
Okay. Do you have that as a specialty?
No, but I do have larceny.
Okay. Dex and larceny.
1 success.
Nope. Does not unlock. You can try again.
He'll try one more time just to see, and then he'll let Debbie do Debbie things.
Debbie do gangrel things.
Yeah, 2 successes. Is that any better?
That'll get it. It's a above average lock, but nothing crazy still. So you unlock the door, and it swings open, and a cat comes barreling out.
Oh, poor kitty!
I have to ask, what color is the cat?
What?
I have to ask, what color is the cat?
It's that cat. Mostly white with some brown splotches and a little bit of black. Very fluffy. Kind of large.
Oh, wait, that's
Red.
not someone we
Body
know, is it?
tenses up.
You don't like cats?
Not the white ones.
Oh,
Rev will just kind of jump out of the way and be like, well, that is something.
not anyone we know, is it?
It heads down the stairs. It was probably hungry.
I'm happy that I can't smell, otherwise I'm sure this would probably smell terrible in here. Just guessing. And he will take a step inside.
Take a step in.
Yes.
Okay. So it's moderately nicely decorated. Doesn't look like a ton of effort was put into it, but it looks comfortable. The couch looks like it had some recent shredding done to it.
Believe this may be Bryce's. Hayden. With a educated guess.
It does look like someone lived there, yes.
Guess it's time to take a look around.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Alright. So, you can pair up, you can do it all yourselves, you can aid each other, but I will allow, let's see, wits and awareness or intelligence and investigation.
Are we pairing up and helping each other, or individual?
It's probably best idea to pair up, honestly.
Yeah.
So like we've done before,
Sure.
one person does a roll and then the second person can add that number of successes to it.
Who's up and who?
You are muted.
My investigative skills are not the best, so it would probably be the best idea if I assisted someone else.
Mine aren't terrible, but they're not great.
I get 4 die with wits and awareness.
I got 5, so
I also have 5.
okay. So Debbie, you want to help me, and then those two can do their thing.
Sure.
All right.
Come along, Mr. Johnson. Let's search this half.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Guess it's us then. I'm gonna roll wits and awareness because my investigation is a 0. One success.
Two successes.
I got 2 successes.
Okay, let me add 2 more dice to my pool then. Four successes.
Alright. Glad someone rolled high. So,
I mean, that's actually kind of sad because I had 7 dice to roll, but
it's fine. It's enough. You don't have to reroll anything. So you guys are exploring through, paired off. Debbie and Rufus search the main rooms. Don't really find too much. In the somehow working refrigerator. Not quite sure if there's power running to the place not. Have you guys tried turning on lights yet?
No.
Trying to be stealthy.
So the refrigerator's running. There is some blood packs in there. So definitely Kindred's place. Given the address, it's Bryce's. There isn't really too much crazy here. There are some papers strewn about. Nothing super important looking on them. but they do kind of seem to be in disarray, potentially as in just leaving in a hurry or something. Doesn't look like anyone has been in here disturbing anything. Other than an angry cat. Lottie and William, you guys start searching through the other rooms. And it does look like, by the way, this entire floor has been converted into one big apartment. You can kind of see where walls used to be, but this is just like a huge apartment in comparison to the rest of the place now. So there's a couple rooms. First one you open looks to be used as the sleeping room. Windows are blacked out, covered up completely, very well. No lights getting through there. Then you guys find like cat tree and everything like that, like places for the cat. You open bathroom. And some of these were cracked open, some of them you did have to physically open. Bathroom had the litter box and everything, which is horrible. Absolutely horrible. I'm sure you could imagine. And in the kitchen there was evidence of a lot of food left out at one point, but probably ran out not super long ago. So good thing you guys came. So the last room you guys opened does seem to be an office of some sort. Are either of you proficient in technology? In any way, shape, or form?
Nope.
Well, he is.
Rufus and Debbie? Are you guys? Okay, I didn't think so, just checking. So Lottie, you recognize this to be as a really, really nice computer setup. However, everything looks to be unplugged, and the case of the tower has been opened, and it looks like the hard drives were removed.
Oh, Mr. Johnson, this is worrisome. The tower has been messed with. Looks like the motherboards are missing.
Maybe I'll get lucky and someone was just trying to scalp them.
I don't think that's what happened here.
So along with that, you do find a couple pieces of paper on the desk. Looks to be a couple names. Some of them are scratched out. Some addresses. You guys recognize names. Kyle, Betty, and Sky, along with the addresses that you were given. They are not the names that are crossed out.
I think our list might be getting longer.
We should probably take this with us, take it back to King.
Right, I agree. Can Lottie please search the whole desk setup for anything else that might be hidden?
Sure, go ahead and give me another check. Either one
Give
of
me them on hand.
Yeah.
What's an awareness again?
Or the intelligence one if you want.
One success.
Ow, I hit my knee. Sorry. Another 4 successes.
What a knee slapper of a roll. So you open the drawers, and it looks like just typical desk things inside there. Tape, pens, bunch of paper clips and everything. Just not anything out of the normal. And then you open one, and you open it kind of roughly, and it's empty, but it sounds like something's underneath it. So you fiddle with it, and you find a false panel.
Oh, blimey, this is great.
And there's a little, not too little, but a black case inside there. And it
Take that out.
is locked.
Reverend! Reverend!
Yes.
Can you try to pick this lock?
Certainly. And he'll kind of sit it down and start messing with it. Got 2 successes, assuming dexterity and larceny.
Yep. So it opens, and it does look like there is a gun inside.
Oh. I was hoping for something better.
He'll take it out and be like, William, do you need, or are you opposed to?
Just a pistol.
No, my sire just took me to a shooting range recently. I'll take it.
Good, and he'll kind of hand it over.
So it did have some ammunition in with it as well, in the box, but nothing too much. More looked like kind of an emergency gun.
I don't know if you guys heard me or not, but I think our list might be getting longer, and Lottie will hold up the list with the names scratched out.
So there's 3 names that were scratched out. First one reads Flower, as in Flower. The other one, another one is Ben, and another one is Rick.
Debbie.
Would I recognize any of those?
Just give me a intelligence. Then if you have politics, I guess.
I got 1.
So you would know, Flower is a Nosferatu.
Okay.
Debbie is going to snap a quick photo of the list and send it to Mike with the quick line about finding it in Bryce's desk.
All right. Now the names that were crossed off do not have addresses near them. Just so you guys know, it was the other 3 that did. Mike will respond with a quick text back saying TY with a thumbs up emoji, and then that's it.
Also, let him know that someone looted Bryce's computer.
She'll follow up with a William and Lottie said Bryce's computer was looted.
Yes,
That's
thank
not
you.
good. TY.
She'll send him a thumbs up emoji back.
While they're doing that, can William reactivate heightened senses to see if he hears anything this time?
Yep. You do not hear anything.
I'll deactivate it.
Nothing else here. So what would you all like to do?
think we found all we can here. Or you want to look around one more time?
I am sated at the very least. I'm ready to move on to the next location.
Yeah, I think so.
So you guys make your way down. No issues. Nothing crazy happens as you get out to the van. Although Rufus, how are you getting to these places? Are you inputting them into a phone, a GPS? What you doing?
Been around the city for quite a while, so he at least has a general layout of the streets.
Okay.
The actual street address he might need some help with, but he doesn't have a GPS.
Okay.
He just knows where to go, where he normally goes.
Alright. So you begin to make your way to one of the next ones. Which one would you like to go to?
Which one is closest, would you say?
Betty.
That would make sense to me.
Okay. So begin to make your way there. Again, it'll take you a little bit to make it there. If conversations were to be had.
Quick question, are there any suspicious cars following us?
No. You can roll if you'd like, but no. No, the streets are fairly empty currently. So it doesn't seem like anyone noticed you guys going. And for everyone's awareness, you do know that Valentina's casino isn't too far away from here. Like, you can see it if you were to hit the correct spot on the street. Like, you can see it.
Okay. On the way to the next location.
I will be back in 1 second. Have your discussions. I'll be able to hear it.
He'll kind of crane his neck around and be like, would one of you two please center drawer under the bed? I've got a item in there that just be careful taking it out. I feel like I should probably carry that with me for the next little bit.
Would you prefer I get it, dear?
Please?
Alright. Debbie will gingerly make her way over.
It is silver plated if that matters to you.
Not to me, no, hon. And she'll pull it out and hand it to him carefully.
Yes, it is very old. Like probably pre-30s. Like mother of pearl inlay, 1911, for those of you that care. Yes. He also has a silencer in there that screws onto the end of the barrel.
Lottie, how interested are you in what is in that? Are you paying attention to it?
Lottie is paying attention to it and is thankful she did touch it.
Yep. Okay. You recoil back a little bit upon seeing the silver.
Does. Yep. Yeah, good. I'm glad you handled that instead of me.
That's why I warned you before I opened it.
Oh my goodness,
Well,
are you allergic to silver? Using air quotes.
I actually am allergic to silver. I have been since I was immortal.
I'll remember that.
That seems problematic.
Made things interesting growing up. Try telling
So.
Terrence I can't polish the silver and being forced to anyways. That was always fun.
Hold on, forced to.
Whenever you're bonded, you don't have much choice now, do you?
Terrence has gained an enemy.
I do apologize for that time in your life. I'm sure it was horrific.
Was what it was.
That being said, at least you're no longer bonded, correct?
No longer bonded, but still, in a way, still bonded. He has Willow. You guys have seen her, I'm sure. Looks just like me.
A sister?
Oh. Why don't you tell us what Lottie looks like?
Oh, crap, right. We have never done this. I apologize. So, Lottie is... let me actually get it up so I don't mess up. I apologize. Oh my gosh. Where did I put it? I am a mess. I can't find it on my sheet, and I apologize greatly for the inconvenience on my part. But Lottie is a very short woman. She's only about 5 foot tall. She has pure black hair that she pulls back into, a power ponytail. The very woman look. And she has gray eyes. Very average face and fairly pale complexion, despite 100. However, Willow, if you guys have ever seen Willow around, while she looks just like Lottie, Willow is a good several inches taller than she is. And buffer.
They probably would have seen her. You've been around a little bit, despite taking a small leave of the city for a minute.
Sabbatical.
So I'm sorry to cut you off. I think I cut Dengle off.
Oh, I assume a sister, child, or something of that nature. Don't necessarily have to answer that question because I know it's a personal subject.
Yes, she's my twin. We've always been together. I'm sorry, I thought it was obvious, but perhaps not.
I would assume, however, again, specifics, not necessarily the safest thing to tell other kindred.
Perhaps you're right.
So Rufus, as you're driving, you begin to recognize the area a little bit. It's not too far off of where Kat's domain bleeds into Detroit.
Okay.
You're not in her domain specifically, but where hers merges with Detroit, that's kind of where you are.
Okay.
And the address isn't too far away.
Okay. He will make his way over that way.
Okay. You are inside her domain now. Still on the edges, but you are actively inside her domain. And the address brings you to another building. And I'm sorry because I missed saying that. Mike would have told you guys it wasn't the building itself. There is a way to get to the kind of an underground area from there. Not necessarily a sewer drain, but kind of like that. There are these very interesting things in parts of Detroit where there was like an underground tunnel system that you could actually like walk down. They are barred off. That's what this one is. We're not too far from the address you were given.
Okay.
So you can go over there, and it looks like it's made to look like it's locked, but you can probably get it open with ease.
Okay. Rev will actually look like he's done this a couple times, and make his way down there, and kind of jimmy it open.
Easy enough to do. And you probably have done this a couple of times.
Maybe in this specific location.
Maybe. It's very dark down there. There is no light whatsoever other than what you bring yourself. So if Rev was to have a flashlight in his van or two, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to bring it.
I feel like he'd probably have at least a small one. So he'd click it on, kind of head on down through.
Okay.
Would it be one of those really old ones that you kind of have to wind up?
No, it'd be like a pen light. Not overly bright. Very, very small.
Bright enough, though. With it being so dark, the light cuts through. And as per most places that you've been and that you've driven through, there's graffiti, there's art on the walls. Some of it's beautiful, some of it's words. A lot of it is spray painted over and stacked upon each other to create a interesting mosaic of art. There's some debris. There's some rats scurrying around that you can see. You don't hear anything though. And it just continues on.
Okay. Rev will just kind of like step over as much stuff as he has to and kind of continue on.
Alright. Everyone else following?
Yep.
Indeed.
So you continue on for a little bit. And you pass what looks like a break in one of the walls. Not broken in and of itself, but there's a break in the straightaway. And you can get in there, and it does look like that's probably where this Nosferatu would have stayed. Once you get inside, there does look like there would be a way to block off the entrance and make it less noticeable. So there is a way to lock it off and block it. Wasn't done though, but no one's there either. Nothing incriminating. There's a bed. Not really too much else. Small table. Looks kind of comfortable, but it's not a house by any means. It's not an apartment or anything.
Is there anything to write on?
Is what?
Is there any like pieces of paper, like scraps of anything to like write a message on?
You can scrounge something. There's nothing that looks like it has important things on it. There's some drawings, some scribbles, but not anything important.
Okay. Rev will kind of scrawl a message of call your people. Then just kind of like put a cross on it.
Okay.
Hoping that if we were to leave that there, they would understand.
Sure.
However, he would obviously take a quick poke around at the very least to make sure they're not missing anything.
Is there a diary hidden under the bed?
No, there is not. There's not really any personal identifications anywhere. There's a couple pieces of jewelry on the table next to the bed. Nothing extravagant. It was probably carried over from when they were embraced. Doesn't look like a whole lot, though. There is what might gently be called a place rats used to live. So potentially this Nosferatu had some dealings with the rats in the area. Whether they were ghouls, pets, who knows? But they definitely had a little nest in this room. But you can spend some time searching. You don't really find too much else.
Okay. If Rev kind of pops out and heads a little bit further down the tunnel, do you find anything like in the relatively immediate area? Maybe like 3-4 minutes walk.
No, just more rats. Looks like this was a typical Nosferatu and they potentially were feeding off of them, as you find some remains.
Okay. Yeah, he won't go any further then, because no.
The tunnel does continue. It doesn't stop. It kind of like arcs around, but...
Yeah, he's just gonna kind of look at the remains, like, that's as far as I want to go. And make his way back, put the note on the table. And,
Yes. Let's leave now.
Lies getting grossed out. Okay, so you guys...
I have 2 more mouse hideouts to go.
You guys make your way out. No one stops you. No one seems to pay the Reverend Mobile any mind. It's probably not an unusual sight in the area, all things considered. Rufus, you do get 1 or 2 people waving at you as you make your way back to the van.
I'll just kind of give him a half of a wave and be like, busy tonight, I apologize.
Oh, no problem. And you do recognize them. They're not part of your herd, but they show up occasionally. Are you continuing on to the next place? Doing something else?
I think we should search the immediate area. Not necessarily down there anymore, but, you know.
That's not a bad idea.
Block each way and come back.
So
All right.
there is some shops on this street. Looks like a tobacco store, liquor store, convenience store, like just some small places. The convenience store is open. The other ones are closed. There's a couple people walking around, but not too many, given how cold it is.
Okay.
Nothing crazy, though. A couple cars parked on the street. Normal evening.
Rev as he's kind of searching around, will again do Sense the Unseen. Just to make sure.
You don't see anything.
Okay.
There is nothing to see there. Let me rephrase.
Sounds good to me.
So continue back now. Kyle,
I
would be
believe so.
Kyle would be the next closest. And as you continue down, you still notice that the way you're going still remains in Kat's domain. It doesn't quite hit Hamtramck, but it is close.
Okay. At that point, since at least two of the three are kind of in her domain, he'd pick up the phone as he stops at the next stop and give her a call.
It rings and rings, and just as you think it is gonna, go to voicemail or something, she picks up. Hello?
It's Kat. It's Reverend.
Rufus?
Yes. I have a question to ask. You have a few Nosferatu that are living in and around your domain that are recently...
Them?
Right. They are currently missing. Given what happened to Bryce, we've been asked to take a look. Would you know anything about why?
When did they go missing?
Apparently last couple days, correct? And kind of looks to everybody else.
We took care of the hunters. There should be no more.
Right. I was just making sure that they didn't do something to you or your brood.
One moment. And the line goes quiet for a minute. Another minute. And she comes back. No one who I was not aware of is missing.
Very well. I will not keep you for very much longer. It is good to speak with you yet again. You have a wonderful night, please.
You as well.
Then he will hang up the phone. Good news and bad news. Kat doesn't know anything about them going missing. This is her domain, as it were. That's both good and bad, at least. We don't have to, go back to King and Mike saying that Kat did something.
You trust her word on this?
As far as I can throw her, and I'm not overly strong, but she hasn't steered me wrong yet, so...
All right.
And continuing on to Kyle's abode.
Okay. So this one, it's another run down building. Doesn't look like an apartment building. Looks like it maybe was a store at one point. Very small store.
Okay.
And entering it, kind of the same as last one. Doesn't look like anyone's been there for a minute. There is a basement that you find. You find where he was sleeping. Nothing looks out of the normal. So it doesn't look like anything happened in his haven.
Okay. Again, assuming, and obviously if anybody has any other ideas, assuming looking inside wouldn't necessarily bring anything up, so looking outside probably would be the better idea, yeah?
Yes, let's do that.
Especially round back.
So you guys head around back. There's not really a yard per se, it just kind of opens into an alley. There is what looks like was potentially a trash can. Not sure if it was used for trash or not, but it's overturned. Does look like there's bags spilling out, so there was trash in it. Don't know if that's what it was supposed to be for or not. Who knows? But it's overturned. Hard to make out if there is any scuffles on the ground or anything like that. A little bit of debris. Looks like it's gotten kicked around too, but nothing. No blood. No scorch marks like you found before with the other hunter.
Is there a way up to the roof?
If you had a ladder or got boosted, maybe?
Debbie, I do apologize for asking this, but can you help me up? I want to get a better vantage point of the area.
Sure thing, honey.
And it'll kind of...
Just roll me
Dude.
for giggles, strength, and athletics.
Four successes.
Oh yeah, you get him up there, no problem.
Okay.
So as you get up there, looks like the roof is weakened in a couple places, so you might want to be careful where you step. Other than that, it looks fine.
Yeah, no, he mainly just wants to walk around the outside, kind of looking down, trying to see if there's anything more noticeable up this way.
Do you have Streetwise or Survival?
I have Streetwise.
Okay. Intelligence or Wits and Streetwise.
I will spend a willpower to re-roll 3 of my black dice.
Okay.
Two successes.
That's enough. So where you noticed the trash can knocked over before, you notice a few others farther down. Doesn't look like anyone's been through and picked them up recently. Not sure what they're from, what they got knocked over by, but there's a few more down the alley that were knocked over.
Okay. Can he walk along the roof to get down there? Or is
there's a gap
separate?
between that and the next one. The next one's a different height. So I mean, you could. You just have to mini parkour your way over.
Yeah, he's not the most athletic person in the world.
I mean, it's not a huge gap. Just get more than one.
He'll give it a shot. Why not? It was like, I see something down the way a bit. I'll try to stay up here. Worst case scenario, I'll just fall.
Come on, you daredevil.
Can Debbie, follow him around the side of the building, ready to catch him if he falls?
Yes.
Cool.
So if I got 1, that means I fall?
You can succeed with a consequence?
I'm good with that.
Okay. You just take 1 point of superficial damage as you thud against the building and get scraped up. But you catch your grip and pull yourself up.
Debbie hears something along the lines of, well, I'm out of practice. As he pulls himself up.
You hear Debbie snicker to herself from the ground below.
Yeah, so you pull yourself up. The next roof is fairly similar. It looks like it's worn out in some places and you want to be careful where you step. But you can continue along. And this one goes on a little bit farther than the last one. And as you walk and looking down, you see... Hard to make out exactly what it is, but on one of the side alleys, so you're in the main alley right here, and then one of the side ones leading down the buildings across from you, there is... Looks like some of the wall has been damaged. Like, you got hit or something.
He will point that out. But I would check over there first. Assuming that was one of us that did it. Then he'll just hang out up on the roof and just kind of sit down.
Okay. So you just keep an eye out?
Yes.
Okay. Do the rest of you go?
Yeah,
Mr. Johnson, was he talking to us?
I
We
believe
weren't
so.
following him, were we?
He's not that
believe
far away.
Still wasn't following him.
I know you're just being sassy. Come on. Let's go see.
All right.
So you guys make your way over, and now that it was pointed out, it is pretty easy to tell that the slight damage on the wall isn't normal wear and tear. It does look like something hit it. Like a blunt object or something hit it and just kind of, with old brick, how it kind of crumbles along the edges a little bit. That looks like what happened there. But there's shards of brick on the ground, so it was definitely an impact. So you can continue down the alley, that side alley if you'd like. Alright, so you continue down. You don't really notice anything else, but there was also nothing to impede anyone if they were running. So you can just continue on, and just keep going straight. If that's what you want to do.
I think we should keep going. Just make sure we do a thorough sweep.
All right.
Okay. So you continue. And this alley does lead you eventually out to a main road, where you do find another one of those pathways down.
Should we keep going, or should we...
One more street?
Hey, Rev, you gonna join us?
He can't hear you.
She'll text him. Hey, Rev, you gonna join us?
He'll attempt to find something soft to land on.
There really
As he,
isn't.
Okay, well, he's just gonna kind of try to hop down and not wreck his shit, basically.
Shimmy down a drain pipe.
Dex and athletics.
Okay. I will actually, for this one, rouse blood.
Okay.
Need to make sure.
That's fine. You're like on.
Yep.
Wait, could be a second story?
Yep. So I do get hungrier, which is fun.
Okay.
However, let's see what I got. That is 3 successes.
Oh yeah, you make it down. Superhero landing, 3-point landing, whole 9 yards.
And you kind of see Rev like jogging down the alleyway.
And not scuffing his shoes because he's wearing his running shoes.
Yes.
So you make it to where they are, and you also see one of those pathways leading down, similar to the one you found when you went to Betty's Haven.
Okay. Rev will, I assume he saw the damage as well. Like,
Yeah, you
leading
were the
down
one that
through.
pointed it out.
Yeah, but like the secondary one.
There was no secondary one. Once you pointed it out to them, they saw it and got a clearer view of it. You saw something was wrong with it. They saw what was wrong with it.
Okay. My misunderstanding. Rev will, on the inside of his jacket, specifically, screw on the silencer.
Okay.
Who wants to go first? I'll hand you my light.
Do you just want me to go first? That way we're not, like, letting people know we're here by turning on a light?
If that's what you want to do, we can do that. I assume that you can see.
I can indeed. Eyes of the beast up, let's go.
Alrighty. Are you being sneaky? You just heading down? What you doing? The gate opens just like the last one did.
I don't know if we'd necessarily be sneaky, but we'd be careful.
Okay, so you're just going slow.
Debbie's not a sneaky.
How ironic.
How quiet is it, by the way?
It's not very quiet. It's nighttime, so there's a general lack of noise, but there is cars driving, there is people out. It's not dead silence. There's life.
Can we hear anything out of the ordinary?
Hear people conversing as they're walking somewhere, but nothing crazy, nothing out of the normal. You're not being followed.
Sure, we aren't.
You can make a check if you'd like, but you are not being followed.
Continue on Creepy Dark Tunnel.
Are you
Creepy
guys
dark
following
tunnel.
Debbie, or is Debbie going alone?
Rev would follow Debbie.
How is
And I'll hold,
he going to see?
grabbing onto her coattail.
Okay.
Okay, Lottie does the elephant thing and grabs onto Rev's coattail.
Is William doing that as well?
Yep.
So we got a train of kindred. Loving it. Red Rover, Red Rover. Alright, so Debbie. And Debbie only. Sees that this tunnel is similar to the last one. There's a lot of graffiti, a lot of broken things. Nothing crazy though. You continue on for a minute. Looks like some weeds are growing down here. Just like random plant life. What does that look for?
We don't trust you. You're trying to kill us. We know it. That's what it looks for.
I am not trying to kill you.
So am I looking for a hole in the wall like our other place, or is there anything that would mark a hideout, or like a bolt hole or a safe room or anything like that?
You asking me or someone else?
You particularly, since I'm the only one that can see right now.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure if you were just asking them if they knew what to look for. You can give me an awareness or wits and intelligence. And wits or intelligence.
What's an awareness it is?
I'm trying to give you options.
Three successes.
So you don't see any holes in the wall. You don't really see anything that you would consider an unusual marking. You can continue on a few more minutes. And you do find tucked away. It was hard to find them, so they looks like they were actually hidden. A pile of bones. You've been Kidrid long enough to know, depending on how old you are, what happens after you meet the final death. This looks like that.
As soon as Debbie finds it, she's gonna freeze. She's gonna drop Eyes of the Beast and say, "Turn on a light, turn on a light, somebody turn on a light."
And Rev will take his little pen light out and go click.
And she's gonna like grab his whole hand and swing it around to the bones.
I assume Lottie and Willie are getting pulled forward as well.
Probably a bit. Wait, I was getting the phone out.
Rev will just kind of look at him like, well, crap. Feel like the hunter problem hasn't been taken care of.
You're muted.
I've been doing that tonight. She's gonna turn him and say, "Hold that lat still for just a moment." And she's gonna snap a picture of the bones and send them to Mike with a note about where they are and who they were looking for.
Muted, Faye.
Oh, all you get back is fuck. And you do receive another text back a couple seconds after that. The other three did check in recently. They should be fine.
Rebel's like, does anybody else have Kat's number?
No.
Or one of her brood's number? Doesn't really matter, as long as the message gets to her.
Would Debbie have had any interactions with Kat's people through her business or anything like that?
Not Kat directly. You probably would have the contact information for Boria. One of Kat's main liaisons to people. She doesn't interact with the general population too much herself.
I think I had some contact with that gentleman that she keeps around. What was his name? Boria?
Okay, can you please send that picture and say hunters might still be an issue?
She'll do as requested. Say, just, hi, this is Miss Debbie. The Reverend asked me to send this to you, saying the hunters might still be an issue, and include a photo of the bones.
You get a text back rather quickly, surprisingly. And it just says, "Thank you, Miss Debbie. I will let Katarzyna know, and we will keep our eye out."
They say they'll keep an eye out.
Good to know. Now, what do we want to do with these? Do we want to get rid of them? Bury them? Crush them? We have options, obviously, but I don't want to do something that you all don't want to do.
Debbie, we get another text back from Boria. Where did you find those?
Debbie will look over to Rev. Hey, one sec. Boria's asking where we found him. Should I tell him?
Yes, if she wants to come take care of them herself, by all means.
She'll give the address and details of how to get down to where they are.
That is appreciated, thank you. We will send someone to take care of them.
Much appreciated. They'll send someone to take care of them.
Okay. Might not hurt to have them check the other tunnel as well to see if there's another set down there.
Should we double back and check ourselves?
We can do it after everything's taken care of. Gas isn't that expensive, all things considered.
You know I'm good for it.
No, it's fine. We're fine.
Well, that was certainly unsettling. Should we, be moving on then?
Yes.
Yeah, let's check the last one.
Okay. So you'll make your way out, a little unsettled by what you found, but making your way back to the van nonetheless. And again, as you begin driving to Skies, it is on the opposite side, but still in Kat's territory.
Okay.
Should we be concerned that they're all in this territory?
I have alerted the mistress that controls the domain. So she should, and well, Debbie as well. So she should be aware at this point, and she's more than capable of handling herself. She's been around for longer than I have, I'm sure.
That's saying something.
So you make your way to Skies. And you get out. It's another building.
Specifically going to look for one of those tunnels.
You would know of one not super far away.
Okay. He's just going to kind of walk off in that direction. Doesn't really care if anybody follows him.
Debbie will follow.
Lottie catches up.
Same with William.
Alright. Same as all the other ones. Pretty easy to jimmy the thing open and get down there. Again, no light. Similar to the other ones. A lot of debris. A lot of graffiti.
Light this time, or do you want to stumble upon things?
Nah, after the bones, I think we needed that.
Okay. And he'll click it on and head on through.
Alright. Nothing immediate. You go, you go, you go. Find a few more plants. But nothing else.
Okay. He is specifically looking for any little alcoves, any possible havens, or any smudges, bones, or half-decayed corpses.
Wits and awareness?
I can do this.
You can all roll if you'd like.
Three successes.
I also
Sorry,
got
what-
6.
Wits and awareness.
Thank you. Sorry.
We got 2 3s. What'd Debbie get? How do you get 0?
Debbie's doing a little math. Give me 1 sec.
I rolled all blanks. All 5 dice are blank.
How did you...
I mean, I could re-roll, but... Huh?
It's up to you. We've already got 3 successes, so... So if you've got literally none, you won't get any more than we've already got. I heard the word math. That sounds like a lot.
Not really. I just had to double check on my crits and stuff. I got 4 successes again.
Okay. So you continue on, and you find a similar thing just as the last one. Kind of tucked away. Looks to have been attempted to slightly be hidden. Nothing to identify them. But you can figure it's probably who you were looking for.
Ah, shit. Mac's gonna love this. Off the text goes.
You get a gift back of someone just like throwing a table.
It would be safe to assume that the other one is also the same.
Most likely.
So, do we want to go back and check, or do you think it's not even worthwhile?
I mean, I personally think we should verify it, but if you don't want to, I could just go.
No, it's fine. I'm more than willing to go with you. That being said, having 3 in the last week is worrying, at the very least.
I mean, considering I literally got a table flip back from Mike, I can assume this is not very good now.
No, especially given, like I said, within a week after all of them have been gone, to the best of our knowledge, collective knowledge. So one more stop over at Betty's house, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, let Cat's people know that they've got another one here and a suspected one over there, but we're going to check first so they don't make a wasted trip.
Okay. More texts, off they go.
Boria will respond. Thank you. We will send someone else out to that one. If you are making your way out to another one and find something, let us know. Were you only texting them or someone else too?
It was... Let's see, I already sent Mike the text, and then it was just Boria.
Okay. So, yeah, Boria was the one who responded there. So you make your way out to the van, drive back. It is getting late in the evening / early morning at this point. You're not in... It's not going to hit dawn soon, but you don't have a ton of time left. You've been driving for a while. So you make your way down. You find where the nook was originally. You go to where the piles of rats were that Rufus found. Then you continue on. Okay.
Yep.
Knowing what to look for, you keep your eye out, because they've all been, the other 2 so far have been kind of tucked away. Kind of pushed under whatever was growing down there. Attempted to be hidden. This one, you go a little bit farther down than the other ones had been. But given that Betty lived here, she probably ran farther than the other ones in the tunnels themselves. Eventually, though, you do find it.
I hate it when you guys are right.
I feel so bad for Mike right now. He can't even drink. And she's just gonna send him a text. 3rd verse, same as the 1st.
You don't really get a response back. Just a string of random letters and punctuation. Very much the essential keyboard slam. And I assume you let Boria know as well?
Mm-hmm.
And this one you receive back. This is concerning. I assume you have informed King?
Yes.
Thank you. Katarzyna will be in touch. Likely tomorrow. Good day.
I'm at your disposal.
And that's the end of the text that you received from Borea.
Well, sounds like Kat's going to be getting in touch with us soon.
I enjoy talking with her, however, typically it's on my own terms rather than hers, and I'm sure she won't be happy. Have any of you seen a Samitsi unhappy before?
I've heard stories.
She tends to be a bit more level-headed, however, it still can get quite yes. Use your imagination. Haven't, however, seen her do any of the normal Samitsi torture.
I wouldn't know what that was.
Altering the way you look and all that fun stuff. Given age, I'm sure she'd probably do it. I'm not going to ask, though, because it's not one of those things that I want to have done.
Sounds mildly useful in a pinch.
So, and at this point, Rev's walking out as well. If we're going to be doing this as a regular thing, I need to know a couple things about all of you to make sure that we don't end up like them.
What you mean?
How many people know what you are? And by people, I mean non-kindred.
As far as I know, 0. I think my sire got rid of everyone who was mainly in contact with me before he embraced me.
Okay.
Could be 0 for me as well. At this point, at least.
Okay, good. And Debbie, I understand you have at least one to my knowledge.
My sister, but she's a ghoul.
Okay, good. Knows my full extent, 0. That being said, I do regular business with quite a few. Fairly careful to make sure that they don't say anything, though. That being said, if you have anybody that you think might know, let me know so we can get something taken care of. Not necessarily get them taken care of, because that's not always the best course of action, but it is warranted in some situations.
I think we'll all keep an eye on things.
Worst case scenario, I can always get them arrested. I know some police officers.
I'm sure that won't be necessary.
Yeah, at the very least, we can give her some speeding tickets.
Speeding
Not-
tickets don't really do much.
I'm sure that won't be necessary. And she just grins the feral grin.
So you all make your way back out to the van, get inside. Debbie, your car was left at King's bookstore. Is that where you have Rufus take you?
Yep.
So you make your way over there. It's a little bit of a drive. You pass it in silence, pass it in talking. However you want. But eventually you arrive. Still exactly where it was, nothing was touched.
Before I leave, can I pop inside and just kind of quickly let Mike know that Kat is aware of what's going on and is sending people to clean up?
They seem very stressed and don't really have a ton of time to talk, with them trying to figure things out.
Yeah, no,
that makes a lot of people gone for them.
Yeah.
Suddenly.
No, she's not here to chit chat. She just wants to drop the line.
For sure. They acknowledge it. Mike says, hopefully we can figure this out. We don't need any more issues coming through.
Well, you know how to get a hold of me if more pop up. And with that, she'll just kind of slap him on the shoulder and walk.
I'll give you a farewell. Lottie, William, how you guys getting home?
Calling a car.
Okay.
We'll ask the Reverend for a ride back.
He would absolutely give you a ride, and he would even offer Lottie a ride.
Oh, you don't mind?
No, I still have that bit of paperwork that I have to give you.
Yes. Very true, very true.
And actually, as he says it, he goes to the back to one of his small cabinets that he has, flips it open, pulls out one of the accordion-style binders, flips through to L, pulls out a file, and hands it to you. It's like, your new official on paper name is Llewellyn Whitaker. I didn't have a whole lot of choices. That one.
No, that's fine. It's fine. I'll have to remember that, Llewellyn.
That being said, you can still go by whatever you feel like. However, any official records, that's what I would suggest.
Of course.
William, do you by chance need a new identity as well? I can make that happen.
Nah, I already did some work with the NOS to get this one.
Okay. I'm sure I'm probably not as cheap, but mine are better.
Speaking of which, how much was it again?
You've already taken care of this.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay. That's good. So much has been going on, I couldn't remember if I paid you or not, or if I only paid you half.
No.
Parents actually took care of it.
So yeah, he'd drive William, drop him off, drive Lottie wherever she wanted, and drop her off.
Lottie is a fancy person. She lives up downtown in a really nice little apartment. say little, but it's probably bigger than most people's houses.
Yeah, the complex that Lottie lives in is extremely large, extremely affluential. It looks beautiful from the outside, right on Woodward Avenue.
Rebels
Rufus's
kind of
van
look.
is getting many looks here.
Rufus will just kind of look at the building like, oh, that's nice. I assume that you're either Toreador or Ventru.
Ventrue.
Fitting. Have a nice night.
You too, Reverend.
Lottie goes up. No issues. Willow is gone. Lefty the normal. Be back soon, love you. Nope.
Lottie will call for Duncan in a gray, or silver saddle. Is that what I have decided? I'm sorry. Yeah, silver sable. Silver sable Borzy comes running towards her and just hugs the dog.
Borzoi?
Borzoi, thank you. I knew I was going to say it wrong.
All good. Comes up to you. I assume you give it some pets and affection.
Pets and affection, hugs, probably a treat or two.
They are happy to have you back. William, everything's fine in your haven as well? Nothing out of the normal? No text from your sire? Debbie, once you arrive home, your sister's there. Doesn't look to have gotten into any trouble tonight.
Glad one of us has.
So nothing there, unless you wanted to have a conversation or whatnot.
She'll just check in, make sure everything's ready for the day, and then head off to bed.
Alright. Your sister soon follows. Rufus, where do you go for the evening?
He is actually going to go back to Bryce's.
Okay. I thought that might be what you'd be doing.
And he will actually park his van in like the parking area.
Okay. Stay in the van?
Yes, he is going to stay in the van. However, before he goes to sleep, he will send a text message to one of his herd, specifically saying, "Can you check in at this address a couple times during the day? I believe there are miscreants," word he'll use, that are frequenting, and I'm parking my van there today. I have matters to attend to.
They respond back very quickly. Of course, Reverend. Happy to do so.
And just thank you.
You're welcome. Any final things you guys want to do for the evening before you rest for the day?
I would like to try to heal my superficial damage.
Go for it.
Yay, I'll start with 3 hunger.
Fantastic. This will be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So you guys bed down for the day? Safe in your havens? Or at least you hope so. the night's progression and what you learned kind of weighs heavily on you. But eventually unconsciousness takes you as the sun rises and life goes on. Without anyone aware of what happened this evening. What happened the past few months. And that's where we'll end tonight's episode. So, for our announcements, just real fast, check us out on our social media pages, totalpartykrit.com. You can find us most places at Total Party Krit. We will not be doing anything. Well, we will not be doing COC this Thursday. I'm not sure if we have plans to stream.
We briefly talked about it.
I don't remember the conclusion we came to.
I feel like it was a no.
Yeah. So we will not having anything out this Thursday. That's fine. Excuse me. So yeah, we will be having our normal Saturday game, and then I believe the week after we will be doing some above the table games because Dengle will be not able to make any games that week.
Correct.
I know I keep saying it, merch should be rolling out not too long from now. I need to find time to actually get everything ready and all of that. So, working on it. I think that's it. Check out our socials medias to find our Dice Legion link where you get 10% off. Helps us, helps Dice Legion, helps you. Get some fancy new dice. Stay safe, everyone. Have a good evening.
Two dreams.